Hey y'all, welcome back to today's Booked podcast. I'm your host, Chelle, with pretty much permanent guest at this point, Whitley.
I mean, am I a co-host now or what? Did I win? Did I get the interview?
You've been interviewing this whole time.
Did I get the job?
I mean, if you want it, it's yours.
Oh, okay. That didn't sound very convincing, but sure.
Dude.
Okay, I'm about it. I'm here.
I'm
Hello.
drawing up the offer right now in my brain.
Okay, what do I get?
In this episode, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be discussing This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. I'm so stoked to discuss this book, not only because I just went to her event here in Scottsdale, but also I read in the last episode Every Summer After, which I was obsessed with.
So good. That was the one that got me obsessed with her books. Like I know she only has 3 now, but at the time it was only 2. And that book, oh my God, this is great.
Before we dive into This Summer Will Be Different, let's go ahead and catch up. So Whitley, you can start us off. What have you been booked with?
Okay, so obviously mom life, work life, normal stuff. But your girl got her forearm fully tatted. I did it. I made myself happy. And your girl is living her best life. So I was really booked with that. And now I'm in the process of it healing and being extra itchy. And I'm about to go to town for my cousin's bachelorette in Fort Lauderdale. So I've been booked with trying to get stuff. Well, I had to get bathing suits. I did get a new backpack for traveling. It's super cute and it has a ton of compartments that I think I'm going to not have a purse at the airport and just have like all the essentials right in the backpack. So then I can have my books because I'm going to bring more than one, all my, all the stuff. Because I always get annoyed with my purse. And so I think I'm going to try something new this flight. And it's super cute and it's affordable.
Okay, I'm excited to see that because I need a new travel bag as well. I've been using my base one for a while and it just it doesn't have a lot of structure to it.
Can I comment on that though? So I get a base bag and it's just annoying that it doesn't roll and they're heavy, like obviously with your stuff.
Yeah. I have the backpack. Which one do you have?
Oh, it's like the Weekender, the duffel bag.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't have the backpack.
It would be lit if the backpack had some wheels on it. Sometimes that thing is heavy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, give a girl some wheel. I mean, they do have the suitcases, I'm pretty sure. But again, those are like probably $300. I ain't got time for that.
I'm spending that on books, not on luggage. Sorry.
Valid. We went to a Touch a Truck event for Peyton yesterday. She loves cars, loves trucks, and she was not a vibe about it. She was like, fuck this, I'm out. And I'm like, girlfriend, we came here. I spent $5 for you.
Dude, that picture that you put on your story of her with the thickest attitude, I was like, I love her.
That was my child. She wore those sunglasses the entire time. Like, she put them on and she did not take them off.
She had her hater blockers on. She was like, I straight up don't want to be here.
No.
When I call Whitley, I don't even call for her anymore. I'm like, where's Peyton?
I know, she was on the potty today and I was like, you can't call and talk to her because she's gonna like pee all over the place. God.
Oh yeah, she is potty training.
Yes, that's what we've been booked with. Man, I'm actually busy this week. We've been potty training too. What am I doing? We start on Monday. That girl is a potty trained queen though. She rocked it.
Go. I love that for her. So yeah, you got your tattoo. You're going on a bachelorette in Fort Lauderdale. I don't have any tattoos and I'm not going on a bachelorette.
We both got our toes done and our nails done.
Yes, we did. And, I'm not in love with my nails, but the toes, Charlie did a good job.
Charlie. We love it, Charlie.
Like, Charlie, ooh, this feels good. And I was like, Charlie, you're married. Are you allowed to be touching me like that?
He's trying to get that extra tip.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
What else? I've been booked with Carly Fortune's event, which was so cool. I'm actually going to post a reel about that. What else? I had a neon tennis tournament at my tennis club, which was so much fun. Work, podcasting, reading books. Because, I read 2 Carly Fortune books this week.
You did. You flew through them, too. You didn't read Meet Me at the Lake, right?
No, I started it, and then I had to stop because, oh my God, I have to read This Summer Will Be Different because Carly's doing her event. That's the book that she's promoting on tour. They didn't even do any spoilers or anything, so I didn't even need to rush and read the book. I could have finished Meet Me at the Lake.
But at least you knew what she was talking about, and they talked about the oysters and stuff. And
Yeah, and I met a couple girls from that, which was cool. Oh my God. I didn't even tell you. So my friend that I went with, my friend told her about the podcast. So me and Carly were just yapping, having a little moment, and my friend's taking the pictures. And she goes, she has a podcast. And I'm like, Elise, why'd you put me on the spot like that? And she goes, oh, you do? She's like, what's it called? And I'm like, Today is Booked. And she was like, that's a good name. And I was like, thank you. And she goes, what's it about? And I was like, all things book. And then I was going to be like, oh, I just did your, but I was like, no, I can't.
You should have.
I know. That was the highlight of my week.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're done talking about what we've been booked with. Oh, wait, I did go on a date. Did I talk about that?
Oh,
I think we talked about a lot, but we're not going to dive into that. We don't need to discuss that. We'll move on.
so we're going to take this offline, I guess.
We're gonna take that offline.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. So what have you been obsessed with?
Jenny's ice cream. It's like an actual ice cream shop,
Oh, okay.
but they sell the ice cream in the grocery. There's Jenny's in Nashville, there's Jenny's in Atlanta, and that's how I got back into it because when I went to Atlanta, there was a Jenny's ice cream and I was like, I'm gonna get that. Like, I'm not even an ice cream gal like that, but then I tried the gooey butter cake and
Ooh.
the birthday cake and the double dough and the almond brittle. Oh my God.
You know, you're speaking to my soul.
You need to see if your groceries have Jenny's ice cream because.
I wonder if my Whole Foods has it.
And have you been obsessed with anything lately?
My tattoo.
So cute. Giving me a little itch to get one.
One of my friends literally bought a temporary tattoo to put on her hat sleeve, like to see if she should do it. And I'm like, do it, please. I love it. I'm so happy. But it's really that. And then obviously books.
Okay, let's wrap it up on the latest obsessions. Have you bought any new books and what are you currently reading?
Okay, so I bought 4 new books. I bought Trial of the Sun Queen because I've heard a lot of things. This is like ACOTAR vibes. So, and then also this was on a really good deal, A Dawn of Onyx. And then I got Beach Read by Emily Henry because shockingly, I haven't read anything from her. And
What?
I know, I haven't, and I hear the hype, and so this is what I'm bringing on my trip as a just in case. And then I've heard amazing things about. Funny story, I just finished Heartless Hunter this morning, so like I haven't picked up my next book yet.
Do you already know what you're going to read next?
Yes, either I think I'm going to try to do 2. I'm going to do The Housemaid is Watching on my Kindle because of the plane ride. You know, Kindles are easy for traveling. But I'm also going to bring Because You're Mine by Claire Contreras. Probably messed that up. My sister-in-law, it's her friend and it's her book and it's really skinny. So I'm like, okay, so like this is a good one too to bring because it's light. And maybe I'll bring Beach Read by Emily Henry. Who knows? Anyways, that's what I got.
Great. So you have a nice little selection. And I just realized I've only read one Emily Henry book and I thought I read more, but I guess I just bought her books but haven't read them. Typical. But I read People We Meet on Vacation, which I gave it 4 stars. I guess she is hit or miss for a lot of people, but I don't know. So I need to read another book by her.
This funny story, I guess, is her newest one. All the people I follow have given like amazing reviews about it. So maybe do that one next. It's new.
I don't think I have that one, but I did buy Happy Place. I have Happy Place, Beach Read, and I think Book Lovers.
Tell us about the books you bought.
Okay, so the first one I got from my Book of the Month box. It's A Talent for Murder by Peter Swanson.
Ooh, that seems like one that I would like.
Yes. I'm excited about that one because I haven't read a Peter Swanson book in a while, actually. The last one I read was The Kind Worth Killing. Have you heard of that?
No, hold on. Let me write this down. What is
And I gave that book 5 stars. It was so good.
Ooh, don't tempt me with a good time.
Right? I need to read some thrillers. We need to hop back on the thriller train real quick.
No, that's why I want to read The Housemaid is Watching. I need to get back into the thrillers. First Lie Wins was really good. That was a good thriller too. That what I read.
Oh, I heard about that book.
So good. It's quick too. It's really fast. You're intrigued the whole time. So write that down for yourself.
And then the other book I got was she is one of the co-founders, CEO of Monday Swimwear.
No.
Tosh Oakley.
Never heard of her.
Really? I'm shook. Everybody knows Devin and Tosh, but she came out with a book. It's called Excessively Obsessed. Find your passion, build your business, learn your limits, love your life. And obviously, she is a very good businesswoman. And so I want to see like what advice she's giving. And then what I'm reading right now is our virtual book club book, Seven Summers by Paige Toon. So I got to wrap that up because that's going to be next week's episode. But I'm actually, I don't know, every summer after and starting this one, I just am not hooked.
So it's funny because I did the opposite. I read Seven Summers first and I loved it. And then I read This Summer Will Be Different. And they're so similar of like writing styles from past to present and like going from summers to summers that it was like, that's why with This Summer Will Be Different, I was kind of like, I guess it's like a continuation with new characters. Like, I don't know. Try to tell you not to do that because I think that I don't want to say ruin This Summer Will Be Different for me, but wasn't as impressed as I should have been.
Oh, I was comparing it to Every Summer After because I just love that book so much. So since I haven't finished Seven Summers yet, I'm still feeling how I feel about This Summer Will Be Different. I don't know if it's going to change, but I'm just saying Seven Summers hasn't hooked me like those two books have.
Yeah, but
you
like a long time ago.
Yeah, be different.
All of those books are like going from summers to summers.
Yeah.
So you're probably over summers. That's why I had to get away for a little bit.
Yeah, after this book. I was going to do Meet Me at the Lake, but I think I just am going to take a little break.
Take a summer break.
Yeah, I'm going to take a summer break.
We need some thriller vibes in this thrilling podcast.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
I came up with
the
that.
thrills and the strills.
I came up with that all on my own.
Who are you?
We're winning.
I think that's enough chat about us. We could yap for literally hours.
Literally.
But the people are really here. I mean, they're here to hear us yap, but I'm sure they're ready. They're ready for This Summer Will Be Different. So for those of you that haven't read the book but want to listen to the episode, oh my God, I didn't even tell you. Okay, so when we went to the event for This Summer Will Be Different, it came with a book and Carly signed it. I brought my other one that I already had so she could sign that one too. And I was like, well, now I have two, so maybe I should do a giveaway.
That would be fun.
You'll hear a secret word in the episode and you have to comment it and then I'll do like a draw.
Yeah.
For those of you who haven't read it but want to listen to the episode, this book is about Lucy is a tourist vacationing at a beach house on Prince Edward Island. Felix is the local who shows her a very good time. The only problem, Lucy doesn't know he's her best friend's younger brother. Lucy and Felix's chemistry is unreal, but the list of reasons why they need to stay away from each other is long, and they vow to never repeat that electric night again. It's easier said than done. Each year, Lucy escapes to PEI for a big breath of coastal air, fresh oysters, and crisp vino verde with her best friend, Bridget. Every visit begins with a long walk on the beach beneath soaring red cliffs and a golden sun. And every visit, Lucy promises herself she won't wind up in Felix's bed again. If Lucy can't help being drawn to Felix, at least she's always kept her heart out of it. When Bridget suddenly flees Toronto a week before her wedding, Lucy drops everything to follow her to the island. Her mission is to help Bridget through her crisis and resist the one man she's never been able to. But Felix's sparkling eyes and flirty quips have been replaced with something new, and Lucy's beginning to wonder just how safe her heart truly is. What a good synopsis. Whoever wrote that, shout out to you.
Yeah. I always get stressed when I have to write like a summary of the book because I'm like, wait, what is it about?
Right. And then I'm also like, because when you read it, you want to tell everything. And it's like, how do I summarize this?
Exactly. Without giving spoilers
Without giving any away. Yeah. So like whoever wrote that, kudos to you. You did a really good job. Well, first of all, this book is very much giving forbidden lovers. I love a good forbidden romance.
The whole book, you're like, okay, how are we going to get them together?
Right.
Because obviously they need to be together.
Obviously. I want to start with, what were your first impressions of the book?
Okay, I'm going to say this, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but I was a little underwhelmed. I feel like there was a ton of hype about it. Obviously, her writing is really good. Like, we love her other books. But, like, this one, there was, like, something missing that it didn't have. Like, and I was annoyed because I was, like, waiting for that. It's just not a 5-star for me or something. It's just, like, not giving me everything I need. It's like, I will find myself, like, reading a chapter, then, like, going or scrolling Instagram or doing something else, or, like, not being, like, hooked in. But it's cute. And I don't know if like because I just read Seven Summers that they were too similar of a book of like a type of plot that it threw me off because I was like kind of doing the same book. I don't know if that was why or if it was just the book in general, but I just didn't hit it for me. It was good. It was cute. I wasn't hooked into it. What about you?
My first impressions coming off of reading Every Summer After, no.
It's
Not
the
saying
same.
no in a bad way. It just wasn't the same. Like, I loved Every Summer After, no matter what I said on the podcast episode last week.
Every Summer After is so good. It's so
It's
good.
so good. I'm not saying I liked this book. I liked the storyline, the forbidden love, but my thing was I don't even know. There was just, like you said, there was something missing. It's funny because when I was at Carly's event and she was answering questions, she was really saying like she didn't even know what was happening with Bridget. Yeah, like she didn't know when she was writing it. And then all of a sudden, that's what it was. I was like, that's interesting.
That was
But
the
I
one
don't,
thing that kept me kind of intrigued.
right. Because I was like, is she calling off the wedding?
Yeah. And then when she said, no, still buy the flowers, and I was like, what the freak could it be?
Exactly. Yes. I don't know. It was just a little underwhelming for me after coming off of reading her debut novel, Every Summer After. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I thought it was good. I really enjoy her writing style. I love the present to past timeline and going through the summers. There was just something that I didn't get from this book. I don't know if it's because what Bridget's going through this and we're not figuring out anything. And I'm just like, it's got to be the wedding, but then it's like not the wedding. So I'm like, what else could it be?
I
Is she
think
pregnant? Like,
I think that's what it was. It was like because we were waiting to see what happened with Bridget or whatever, there was nothing kind of thrown into the mix. It was just kind of like learning their past and presence, like how they're working now. And like that was kind of cool, like good, but like I needed something to be like, oh shit, this just
yeah.
happened. And it was like, no, I was like, just fucking tell me and like let's go to the next like thing to figure out.
Right. Yeah, that was it. And then I felt like I didn't get, like, I feel like the present focused too much on the Bridget aspect of things and us trying to figure it out that I couldn't really focus on, like, the
Felix.
future of love. Yeah.
Yeah.
My initial impressions were I liked it. It wasn't my favorite.
Yeah. It was good. Okay. So what was your favorite part of the book?
Sorry.
That's the
I was
reason I wanted to
thinking.
ask you first.
Honestly, probably when they initially first met and he takes her home and she doesn't realize that it's Bridget's house and where she's going to be staying for her little vacation. And obviously the romance scenes, I was like, okay. I mean, they weren't super spicy, but it was enough for me.
Mhm.
And then I also liked the part where she bought land in PEI and then they build their little house and everything. That was super cute. And also another favorite part was when they go to Australia and then she's finally ready. I think those were, I really liked when Felix was doing this is going to be the secret word for the Instagram post at his shucking contest. So the
Mhm.
secret word is shucking. And he like grabbed her hand and got things moving, you know?
And he like held her hand. Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
love that part because I was like, oh God, I was so stressed.
Same. I was like, finally. I was like, where are we
No.
going?
Let's go. Can we go? Let's go.
Can they get together yet? Anytime soon? And what were your favorite parts?
Honestly, the same part. So, like in the beginning when they first met, because it was like, "Ooh, hey, who are you?"
Yeah.
And obviously they had fun that night. And then the ending when everything finally came together. She got her little farm. They got together. They have their house, and like everybody came and visited them at their house. It's
They
all
surprised her with Rowan.
yes, which is so cute because
Yeah.
Rowan is part of Throne of Glass. But anyways, that
Oh.
name has been everywhere. But Rowan, yeah, super cute. I mean, I love the shucking part too because it was finally like them giving in, and I'm like, please, let's go.
Oh, that brings me to another favorite part when Lucy finally gets the courage to tell Bridget, and she was like, I knew something was going on. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys, seriously? I was like, Lucy, you should have just told her from the jump. You should have just told her. She was like, I knew something was off. Oh my God. I
And
freaking knew it. I freaking
and
knew it.
why didn't Bridget freaking say, "Are you guys together?" Like, she's so
Right.
straightforward, right? Like, just freaking say it.
Exactly. Is there anything you didn't like about the book?
I think how long it took to get to it took so long for anything to be revealed. I think I didn't like that part of it. Kind of, I don't want to say boring in the beginning, but it just didn't keep me hooked up until everything, like them getting together, Bridget saying they're moving to Australia, like that type of stuff. Like, I wasn't like into it until that stuff started happening, and that was like the
Yeah.
last maybe 100 pages or something. I don't know. I just
Yeah, it took us a while to get there. Carly, I love your writing style. We're not knocking the
same,
book at all. We
same.
liked it.
We just didn't love it.
Yeah, it wasn't an every summer after, and it's fine. Not every book's gonna be a 5-star read.
Yeah. And I mean, but please, I loved Felix. He
Me
was
too. Oh my God, I was just gonna say, can we talk about, well, actually, let me say what I didn't like about the book, which is
yes.
similar to what you like. It took us a while to get the groundwork going. And then I just didn't like how it took so long to figure out what Bridget had going on. And it was just very dramatic. And I'm like, dude, you're moving to Australia. I mean, I get it because they had like such a close friendship, but I'm like, honey, you could have just started with that and we could have worked through it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's not a big thing. I get it, but I was expecting something a little more. I'm
Pregnant.
pregnant, or you know,
He cheated on
he
her.
cheated.
That's what I
Yeah.
kept thinking it was. Like he cheated
Me
and
too.
like
I thought, but then Lucy kept talking about he's such a good guy, blah blah blah. So I'm like, did he cheat? I don't know, but good guys can cheat.
yeah.
So we don't know. But I just didn't expect it to be them moving to Australia. And I wish I would have seen that coming because I think Bridget had talked about them going to Australia and visiting his family or something like that. And
Things
Miles wanting
Yeah.
to go back or something like that. So, but I didn't foresee that being what it was.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was definitely something that I was like, that's it. Australia is
Yeah.
a big move, but still it's like, that's it. Okay.
Right. I know. I just expected it to be something a little more extreme.
Dramatic.
Yeah, like I thought her parents were gonna be getting a divorce or something because they weren't at home when she came, and she was like, "Oh my God, my parents aren't here," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, I just want to talk about a little bit about Lucy and Felix's forbidden romance because they had some good chemistry."
Right from the beginning. It was like she walked in. It was like love at first sight, really, because she walked in and to the restaurant and he was there and they like couldn't like stop and then obviously they left. I don't even think she ate. Did she eat? Maybe oysters.
Then he cut himself
Oh
with
yeah,
the knife or whatever
because he
he
was looking
shucks
at
those
her.
things with. Yeah.
Shucking knife.
And I just want to say, I love how descriptive Carly was in the beginning of the book when that scene was happening and describing Felix. And I was like, ooh, Felix sounds
Like my type.
hot. Yeah. Dark hair, blue eyes.
Yes. Oh,
I'm looking for a man with dark hair, blue
blue
eyes,
eyes.
6'5", shucking oysters.
Felix was it for me. He's it. Like I loved him from the start and I was like, please just get with him. Like gosh, like let's go Lucy. You obviously are going to have sex with him or do whatever you do every time you go. So just let it be known, bro. And she waits till 7 years later.
I know. And that just brings me back. I forgot about the shower scenes. Those were some of my favorite too. Like when he came in the bathroom and I was like, yes, it's
But I
going
was so
down.
stressed. I was so stressed. Like I was like, we're just gonna walk in. Like this is gonna be where I get stressed and like it brings me in. But no, I mean it was
But
obviously
it's so
great.
funny because Bridget was like, oh, did you think I didn't know? Because Bridget brought up them being in the shower together. She was like, your door was open and Felix was gone. And then she brought up like hearing the bed squeak and she was like, I would like to erase that from my memory.
Yeah,
That
the
is
pull-out bed. Yes.
yes. But yeah, their romance, I was here for it. Really, that tension. And it's funny because Bridget came up with the 3 rules, and the third one happened to be don't fall in love with my brother. So I'm ready to take a vacation to Prince Edward Island tomorrow.
Wait, didn't you look up like places to stay?
Yes. Me and my friend, we were at the Carly's event and I'm like, she starts looking it up. And I'm like, yeah, we need to go. I'm ready to have a Prince Edward Island summer.
Me too. I've always
Let's
wanted that
go.
type of summer. Like not a Florida
Right?
summer. I'm over those. I want like a up
A
north
tr-
summer. Yeah,
Right. Just hearing about Prince Edward Island really adds to the story. I really just want to go.
I agree. I'm down.
And then I like the mix between Toronto and then PEI. I want to go to Toronto as well.
I know. I've never been there. So that would definitely, because she's Canadian, right? Carly Fortune.
Yeah, the setting being in PEI just really made the book a little more vivid.
Yeah.
The transition of Lucy falling in love with PEI and making that transition from city life to come to the like quaint little small town.
Yeah. And like I feel like she wouldn't have done that unless her aunt passed away, which obviously she did from cancer or
Right.
whatever. So like I feel like that was like she needed to get over her aunt and like what that Toronto like was holding for her, like holding on to her aunt with the shop and everything, that she kind of like moved on, and then she was like, okay, I'm gonna move to Prince Edward Island. This is where I want to be.
Yeah, I really just like how Carly makes things in her books so vivid and it's almost like I'm there.
Yeah, it's very detailed. We
Yeah,
love
it's
some
very just like a
details.
good visual.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, oh my God, I could easily find things for my book collage online for this book.
Yes.
And I really, oh, this is going back to like things that I liked are the characters and the relationships in the book. Like, I really loved Lucy and her aunt's relationship. I loved, obviously, Felix's and Lucy's relationship, but I also really liked Lucy and Bridget's friendship.
And I loved Zach.
Yes, the Felix's best friend.
Yes, I loved him. He was a good like addition to the dynamic.
Yeah, his
Abs-
little obsession with Bridget, but not
Mhm.
obsession.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, he was a good like the funny, we needed that funny guy there,
Yeah.
and he did it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All the I really liked all the characters. So there's some discussion questions in the back of the book.
Oh.
Yeah. And I want to ask you a couple. Oh, I forgot to bring this up. I also really loved how Felix was into reading.
I know. We love
I
a
was like,
good man reader.
seriously, I was like, Felix is my dream man.
Literally, I said it was it for me. I loved him. Like he was like almost at Zayden's level.
Yes.
So, yeah.
One, he's good with his hands.
Mm.
Two,
He knows how to work an oyster.
yeah, he knows how to shuck them well. Two, he's a reader.
He's a reader.
Three, he supports Lucy's dreams and goals. He's very just supportive. A supportive man. We love a supportive man.
I mean, hello, knock knock. We need some support here, guys.
Right. If you're listening, you better be listening. You better be listening.
Read between the lines.
Yeah, so that was another thing. I forgot about that. I love Felix. And I just love that name.
I do. No, me too. I was thinking, dang, I really like this name, Felix. Like,
Yeah.
there's
It's
two
a good
names that
name.
I've been really loving. It's Felix and Rune.
Rune, I love. Wait, what book are you reading?
Heartless Hunter. That was the one I just finished. Rune was the main character.
Oh,
I
okay.
loved it
I was like,
though.
that name is in another book, and I was like, oh my God, should she read
No.
my
And
book?
And Rune is also in Crescent City, but he's a man. But I don't know. The way I liked it spelled better in the one I just read. But anyways, I really like that name.
Yeah, same. Wait, is there anything else we want to talk about in regards to the book?
No. Go ahead. Shoot away. Question me up.
If you were in Lucy's shoes, would you have told Bridget that Lucy had slept with Felix that first time?
Yes.
Elaborate.
So basically, okay, so number one, you know me. I have to like talk. I talk a lot, right? But so it's like the thing is, I would have approached it like, oh my God, I know your third rule was this, but this is what happened with this guy, and I had no idea it was your brother, and then this has happened, and like obviously it's done. Like, you know, you'd be like, oh, it's done. Like, I didn't know he was whatever. So you just get off your chest. And like it's an easy mistake. Oh, it's okay. Like I get it. Like you didn't know. Blah 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 blah. But like don't follow my brother. Okay, great.
Yeah, relatable. Certified yapper over here. We're the yappiest yappers.
The queens of yapping.
But yes, I would have obviously told Bridget. I would have been like, sister, listen, I met a guy at the bar. He was shucking the oysters so well that I was like, But then he cut himself himself because he was looking at me so intently that I had to drive him home. And then our clothes just came off all of a sudden. We did all the things. And then I'm looking around and I'm noticing things that you've mentioned to me. And I realize this is your younger brother. And while I didn't fall in love with him yet, it's not my fault.
Whoops.
And oops, I'll do
Do
it
it
again.
again. I played with his.
Played with
I'm on fire today. That
Britney
was
Spears. If you're listening, we need a new version.
no. Can you imagine? No, but literally I agree because it's like if she's your best friend, she'd be like, okay. Like you be able to be like, hey, I did this and like shoot, like I had no idea. Uh-oh.
Right. It's not like you can go back and undo it. Like the deed has already been done.
Exactly. And I feel like I could not tell her like how my night went without her. Like
Right.
I'd be like, oh, I just or went to wherever and laid in bed. Like she's gonna be like, what'd you do? No, I
Right.
didn't do that.
And then it's like you didn't tell her for multiple years.
So many. Like how?
I could never. Couldn't be me.
Okay, so who do you think caught feelings first, Lucy or Felix? And then what do you think that moment was for each of them?
Ooh. I want to say Felix caught feelings first.
Yeah, elaborate.
Because I remember a part in the book. Oh, I forgot about another favorite part of my book, the rain scene when they're in the rain and he like chases after her.
Oh, yes, at
And
the
they
end.
decide that they're gonna tell
Bridget.
Yeah. The part that I'm thinking about where I feel like Felix probably fell for Lucy first is remember when she went to PEI after her aunt died and she stayed at one of Felix's and Zach's little cabins or whatever. And they had been like spending time together and they hooked up that time. And then they wake up the next morning and she's just like recollecting like Bridget saying, don't fall in love with my brother. I couldn't deal with losing you, B. And she's just like, oh my God, Bridget's like my family, blah, blah, blah. And then Lucy's like, I gotta leave. Like, I've got to do something for work and makes up like an excuse. But he was just like, I'll make you breakfast, French toast and bacon. You can make me French toast and bacon. I'll take it. And I knew Felix fell first when Zach showed up to pick her up, to take her to the airport when she was leaving.
Yeah.
Also, we didn't even talk about his nickname, Wolf.
I hated that. I don't know why. I just wasn't. I agree with you that I think Felix caught feelings first, but I think it was sooner than that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay. Because I feel like that's when she realized, like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, honestly, when I think about it, I think they both caught feelings for each other kind of around the same. Yeah. Like it was just that sudden chemistry.
Yeah.
And they're both like, oh, we had really good intercourse. You're.
Yeah.
I want to do this again. So I think it kind of happened instantaneously, but they knew it was kind of like off limits.
Yeah. No, I agree. They definitely knew that they had chemistry right away. And I think both of them, really Lucy, tried to push it out as much as possible so they couldn't catch feelings. But I think that, or like be in love, but I think that scene you're talking about is like when it was like she had him and he did too.
For sure. Oh, this is a good question. Bridget and Lucy's friendship is tested as they grow into their adult lives. Do you think it's possible to maintain the same depth of friendship as we go older? Really good question because we've known each other since what, 7th grade?
Yeah.
They met in their adult lives though.
That is a good question because I feel like yes and no. Like, I feel like, for example of me and you, like I feel like we were always good friends. When we get back together or like talk or whatever, it's like things haven't changed.
Right.
But then there's like the periods of time where like life happens and like you don't talk for a long time. And I'm like, obviously, like we weren't super close certain parts of our lives. Like after.
Right. When you were at FAU and I was at FSU.
Yeah.
Like you were playing college softball. I was doing my thing, not playing college softball.
Like then like I got married and like I had a husband, like it was a different thing. So it's like we were trying to figure out our lives of like ourselves, like, okay, how do I be a wife? How do I be a mom? It's like, oh, okay. So like not that we weren't friends, but it was just different. And like
it was
But we always come back.
Yeah, like we would take our trips, and then it's like when we did come together, it was like no time had passed.
Exactly. And so, like, I feel like Chip is going to change because not only is she dating her younger brother, but she also, Bridget is a mom now, which changes your life
Mhm.
drastically, and like your priorities change. So, like, their friendship's gonna change,
It's just they're on
expand
different, yeah,
wavelengths.
paths. Like she's a wife and a mother, like you said, and they're in Australia. Like you are a wife and a mother. You're in Raleigh. I'm single. We're not on the same timeline, and that's okay. And like we're
Yes.
both growing in our own ways, but we can still come together at the end of the day. But things are changing,
Yeah. And like we
but
get
not in
it.
a bad way.
Yeah, exactly. We are changing as people because
Right.
I obviously didn't know how to be a mom until I had a child, until I pushed a child out of my vagina. And so it's like
Thanks for the visual.
anytime. Anyway, so I had to like find myself again, but while like raising a human. And so like I'm a different person, but still the same. And so
Right.
same with you freaking moved out to Arizona. Now you were in Nashville, you're this little country like now you're out in
Bopping around.
Arizona. Yeah, now you're in Arizona out in the freaking hottest state of America. And so it's such a different place than like I would ever envision myself, but like I love it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like does that make sense? It's weird.
Yeah. I like where do you think it's possible to maintain the same depth of friendship? I think the depth just gets different. It's a different kind of depth. Like, I
Yes.
don't know. I feel like
Yes.
now that you are married and have a child, like our friendship's just different than it was before. I almost feel like we're closer in a sense, but I don't know. It's just
Yes. No,
a
it's
different type of depth, but I
it's
can't explain it.
yeah, because also like we went from high school, right? From like literally spending every day together. We were always
Right. Always
together.
together.
Yeah, and so it's like we went from that to like not being together at all, barely talking because college is a huge dynamic in
Right.
general. And it's like
And that just like
whatever.
reminds me of every summer after when Sam went off to his like summer school and Percy
Yes,
was still at home and she was like, "Oh my God, I want to talk to Sam 24/7." And I was like, "You don't realize when you're immersed in college,
you
it's
can't.
just like a whole new ball game."
Yeah. No, I mean,
And
I would, especially for me, like, obviously, I don't know what you did every day at college, but I know what I did. And it was like literally softball. I woke up, went to school, then did softball, 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 maybe some school after that, and then went to bed.
but it's like also you're trying to figure out like juggling all your classes, juggling sports, trying to make new friends, trying to like still talk to your old friends, but it's just like different. It's a different time. It's a different
It's,
time.
yeah, it's hard. But, and
Yeah.
honestly, we're in our 30s. We're both about to be 33 soon. And here
Okay.
we
You
are.
did not need to put us on blast like that. 33 going on 25.
33 is the new 23 you haven't heard.
That's what I like to hear. I feel like we're reverse aging almost because I feel like when I look back at pictures, I feel like we kind of looked older in a
Oh,
sense, and now we're like looking younger. But I'm like, I don't know if it's because of our style, but even though our style was just like the double polos and the mini skirts and stuff, but I don't know what we were doing back then. Probably
but we
eating
were
all that processed
stylish.
junk food.
But we were stylish at that time, but, like, I feel like I don't know, I learned about beauty more, like makeup and
Right.
hair and all things, like, I definitely look at pictures when you put that stupid free lip, I was like, "Was I an
Why
ugly
does it gotta be
duckling or what?"
stupid? Why gotta be stupid?
Because, like, every picture I had, like, my mouth open or something stupid, and I'm like, "Whitley, not a good look, like, close your mouth, let's go."
Let's wrap it up. I want to talk about because after Bridget's wedding, Felix and Lucy decide that it's not the right time for them to begin a relationship. What did you think about that?
I was so mad. I
I
was
know. I
so
was like,
mad.
Lucy, why did you have to be like, oh, I'm moving to blah, 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 blah." She was just like
Bro, she
word vomit.
pissed me off because he was all about it. And she was just, and then she would just get overwhelmed. I'm like, girl, just chill and see what happens. But like, I was so mad because I was like, good God, can we just be together? Like, what's the problem? Like,
Yeah.
we need you guys together. And then it was like, it literally took the last chapters for them to actually be together. And I was just like, fuck.
Yeah, but I get why Felix did that because I get why Felix wanted to like pump the brakes a little bit because Lucy was just she still had a lot to figure out. He said he didn't want to feel like an escape route. Like, that's why she was coming to
Oh,
PEI.
yeah.
And he was like, Lucy, I'm terrified the way I feel about you. I was just like, he goes, you could break me so easily. And I was just like, oh, Felix, I wouldn't break you.
No, come home to me.
And he was just like, I don't want to lose you. Like, can't do this now. And so I just feel like he was right in that sense to like pump the brakes, because she was just trying to like jump right into it, but she still hadn't thought of everything logistically, like her shop and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
it's like she was just trying to escape instead of like facing stuff head on.
Yeah,
kind of
no,
thing.
I agree. It was just kind of like she was all over the place, and I was like, girl, get your shit together.
Yeah.
And she
And
wouldn't.
she didn't have it together.
No.
Yeah. But I did like how she ended up like giving Farrah some stake in Bloom.
Oh, yeah.
And so she was able to move to PEI and do her little farm, which I just loved that part.
I
was just like,
know.
oh my God, this is a dream. I'm like, somebody move me to Montana, make sure there's a Whole Foods, Target, and Barnes and Nobles within a good amount of range, and I'm there. But I would like to be a little farm gal.
But also, you would not survive in Montana. You would freeze.
You're right. I would only go there for the summer.
I'm dead.
When it's nice outside.
I would live
duh.
there all the time.
Do you have any favorite quotes of the book? Anything like that you want to share?
I actually don't think I wrote any down. Let's see.
Oh, I have one. Oh, I think this is when she takes him to the property that she just got
Mm-hmm.
and tells him she's buying a farm on Prince Edward Island. And then he says, I am so in love with you, wildly, deeply, unrelentingly in love with you.
That was one of mine.
To be told that, that's cute.
Yes, on a similar note, one of my quotes goes along with that. It's, you mean so much to me that I can't think, can't even breathe properly when we're together. That was a good one. And that was towards the end. But then my other one was, do you remember when she was in his like house, like his cottage or whatever, and she looked at that one book and he had highlighted that. So that was my favorite quote. It was, I loved her against reason, against promise, against peace, against hope, against happiness, against all discouragement that could be. Because obviously,
that's a good one.
Yes, he highlighted it for her. And I was like, I love that quote. It's so great. Those were mine.
That was a good one.
I know.
I love when he was just like, I love the things that come out of your mouth.
Oh, bless.
Oh, this is the best quote, hands down. The best. There have been times when staying away from you has felt as impossible as not breathing. I think I'm made for you, Lucy. Since the first day we met, I think a piece of my heart has belonged to you. Every year, it just got bigger and bigger. I don't know when it became more. Maybe when you put that pink package of butter in my hand. It could have been when we watched each other in the bathroom mirror. Good scene. Or when you came to me that Thanksgiving, or when I saw your shop, or when you sent me that first book, or when we went to the lighthouse at the end of the peninsula and you looked like you'd never been happier to be anywhere or with anyone. I don't know when it happened, but the whole thing is yours, Lucy. My entire heart, if you want it. We don't deserve Felix. We don't.
No. I mean, yes, I do, but
I want a Felix.
If I'm being honest, come to me.
Oh my God, Felix and Zayden meshed into one. Oh, God.
Can you imagine? I'm not even going to say what came to my mind.
Inappropriate. Okay, let's wrap it up. We've been yapping for Lord knows how long.
Yeah, basically Payne's full nap time.
Last ending questions. Did you feel satisfied by the book's ending? And after all is said and done, what are you rating this book out of 5 stars?
Okay, so yes, I felt satisfied because finally everything I wanted happened. And then my rating was 4 stars out of 5. It was like, I was very hesitant. Like, I was like, I'm a high rater in general, and it was like I almost thought 3 stars, but I was like, no, I mean, it was good. Like, it was good. I liked it. Was a 4 stars, definitely not a 5. Okay, so were you satisfied with the ending? And then what did you rate it?
I wasn't not satisfied with the ending. I mean, I would have wanted a little more like Felix proposing maybe, because we just got like them finishing their little farmhouse and everybody being there. I was hoping for like maybe a proposal of some sort, but it was like the little
That-
surprise was Rowan showing up, like being there.
Yeah, but I feel like it would have been too perfect if he proposed.
Yeah. Or just like not even a proposal if it would have the epilogue would have been like 5 years later and they like
Yeah.
had a family, were married and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was pretty satisfied with how this it wasn't what I was expecting, but I'm not unsatisfied with it. And I ended up rating it 4 stars, which my 4-star rating is liked it a lot, but fell short somehow, but I'm still highly recommending it.
I feel like I would recommend it, not highly. I feel like it's a cute read.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just me.
Okay, whatever. Well, Whitley, that's a wrap on this discussion. This summer will be different. We hope you enjoyed the episode. If you're not already, make sure you're following the podcast on Instagram at Today is Booked. There are going to be some big changes to the Instagram coming soon, so stay tuned for that. And go give us a rating, a review on the podcast app. And you can find Whitley at Books with Wit. And also remember the secret word for the Instagram giveaway is shucking.
Shuck
So
it
you
up.
have to shuck it up. Well, it's shucking. Don't say shuck it up. But
Yeah. Maybe bonus points if you say shuck it up too.
yeah. Maybe if you put hashtag shuck it up, you're automatic winner. Yeah, and we'll be back next week talking about the book club book, 7 Summers by Paige Toon. And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Remember,
Today is booked.
and tomorrow isn't looking good either.